And today we are going to discuss about how the future ride-hailing industry is going to be in 2021. All right. So here I'm going to share the presentation and we'll move further up with that. Yep. So we'll start with the introduction over here. So if I talk about booking a taxi, what what comes to your mind first when you want to book a taxi? If you're thinking about Uber or any other giant around the globe, maybe a Lyft, maybe a Grab, or maybe any other giant ride-hailing company, then you are right. Because as per Statistica, Uber has completed approximately 1.7 billion trips in the second quarter of 2020. And this is something I'm talking about in the pandemic. So how broad this industry has gone up. A few years ago, no one would have imagined that the emergence of taxi hailing apps will drastically change the scenario of taxi business. And as per Statistica, the revenue in the ride-hailing market will be 1,588.2 billion US dollar approx in 2024. So from this, we can say that the taxi hailing industry is going to be witness an upheaval as the industry is increasing around the world. So we'll start with our first topic, which is ride hailing in 2020. So in 2020, COVID has impacted the taxi industry in the worst way possible because this is the business where the interaction is a lot. I mean, if you are traveling, you have to understand you will be worried about your health and everything. So all the big names that were considered as the biggest startups of the century, like Uber, Lyft, Didi, Grab, etc., are facing tough times. This catastrophic pandemic has disastrous result for the taxi company around the world. Not just the giant, but the hailing companies who were having a small scale market, they were also facing a real time problem. So here are some points which we have covered as an understanding the 2020 market, what has happened and what the ride hailing companies are going through. So ride hailing companies started losing their drivers and the daily expected trips. So this was the first phase which happened because uh, one thing which driver want is the trip. So being online in the application, if they doesn't get any trip because the user was not using the application, but obvious it was a pandemic. So they started losing their trips and driver were not staying online more. So this was the first thing happened, which was affected the business a lot. And then passengers start losing the trust over taxi service because this was the pandemic time where everything was very delicate. I mean, if you are traveling, you have to make sure that your safety is been taken care. So the passenger have started losing their trust over the taxi services. Then public transit and the social distance happened. So all the public transit services have stopped because it has affected people were stop using the shuttle service. Here, if you have checked that the shared mobility service, which was booming in 2019, if you have seen the 2019 plan and the future predict, then the shared mobility was the main option which all the companies were planning to start with because it was affected. And here in 2020, the mobility service was affected a lot. Then reduction in the number of taxi and private hires. So all the taxis and private hires which were doing chauffeur service and private hires by the corporate services and everything has affected a lot. I mean, they were not getting booking as per their the generated in 2019. Then government have come up with COVID strict rules, which conventional and the hailing companies has to follow. So they've been imposed of a strict COVID rules because it was really much needed. I mean, they have to make sure that the public doesn't get affected through these services. So they have imposed the strict COVID rules. Private hires and taxi drivers doing more delivery service. So if you see the 2020, there was a big surge in delivery service. So most of the taxi drivers and the private hires were into the delivery service because this was a time where on-demand delivery and the delivery service was getting on high. So this happened. Development and usage of electric and autonomous vehicle will be increased. So if you have seen that already affected by the climate and people were most concerned about the oil and gas, they start developing the electric and autonomous vehicle. So this was increase, and if you have already noticed that Tesla was booming in this 2020, their stock market and their share price was increased like, uh, I mean, more than which was calculated they have think of. Ride hailing companies were relying on delivery service. So most of the companies, I mean, if I talk about the giant also, they were already investing on delivery because they want to use their driver in somewhere, because they can't just waste their investment and everything. So they were imposing, or they were coming up with multiple services which can help them to make sure that their drivers get involved with the company. And that's where they have introduced the food delivery, grocery delivery, parcel delivery, medicine delivery, which was the important at that moment of time, because uh, each country was having lockdown and people were not able to come out from their home to buy groceries and buy food. So this helped a lot to the companies who were doing ride hailing, because they already had a strength of drivers whom they can use for the delivery service. So this happened. Now, coming to the prediction of 2020, what can we predict? I mean, if I talk about the prediction, we can't predict anything. But still, understanding the market scenario, will the economy recover in 2021? Is it going to happen? There's a lot of questions. I mean, if I talk about the startup, if I talk about the giants, they all have planning for 2021, because this is the time when they have to think out of the box to come up with the plans so they can get what they have lost in 2020. So ride hailing has already shaped mobility by introducing the idea of on demand. Urban transportation, it quickly become the cornerstones of shared mobility. But the novel coronavirus has sent usage plummeting. But yes, there's the good news for ride-hailing business, as the World Economic Outlook forecast report features a gradual recovery for the world economy in 2021. So it has been stated that there might be the profit or the increase in the market or the economy by 2021. So there's a good hope for all the ride hailing companies in 2021. So what we have predicted, that ride hailing is one of those business that are going to bounce back after the pandemic. So this was the industry which was affected a lot. But yes, in 2021, the ride hailing business is going to bounce back. The global ride sharing market is projected to grow to USD 117.33 billion by 2021, from USD 75.39 billion in 2020, at 55.6% YOI. So it's already been projected that it is going to be grow. So that is the time when many startups and many giant players, they already projected their profit in 2021. And the second trend would be that working from home becoming a new normal. So, as we already have been through that, we've been working from home, and most of the companies were allowing their employees to work from home. So, that would become a new normal for all the industry, and be it a ride hailing, be it a delivery business, or be it a normal business. It's going to be a trend. And another big news is the Volkswagen to launch a ride-hailing business in Rwanda. So they are going to launch their own app, and they are going to launch it in Rwanda. Another thing which is we show that transportation system management operation, TSMO, are all set to integrate the mass once the pandemic ends. So as we have seen that 2019 was all about mass mobility. Okay, every companies were. I mean, if I talk about the government also, or the big giant, they were interested in mass. So yeah, After this pandemic, their first step would be to integrate the mass with the companies who are already into the ride hailing. Also, Ford aims to offer fully autonomous vehicle by 2021. So they are going to launch their own autonomous ride-sharing car, which are going to be into the uh, countries, and they'll be able to use the Ford vehicles. Launch of eco-friendly electric taxi. Already electric taxis are the futures, and most of the big companies, they are investing in electric vehicle. So the big players who are into the market, they are planning to get some electric vehicles on board, and they are going to launch as an electric taxi. And most of the ride hailing company will invest in delivery services. So as they already have started investing on delivery, they already know that it's a really big market. If I talk about delivery, the ratio of getting profit is more than the hailing part. So most of the companies who are having a good hold into the market, they have a big giant number of drivers. They are going to use their driver for the delivery service. Now the prediction of in 2021, as per last year, we as we already have stated that it's going to be 55.6% to reach grow more by 2021. So this graph will help you to understand how this ride hailing industry was growing. But yes, after in pandemic, it has affected a lot. But yes, it's going to be bounced back in 2021. Uh, if I talk about ride-hailing industry in 2021, the major thing, the major, which is going to be happen is the safety measure. Every company who are into the industry, they have to make sure that their taxis and their drivers are keeping the cars hygiene. It is been sanitized, so the user feels safe while they are having the service. So, if ride-hailing business want the riders to use their service like before, then they must establish truly trust among them. Ride-hailing companies has to do maintaining and safety measure of the highest order. So here are some points which has to be taken care in 2021, or if I talk about in 2020 also. So before the trip, user should get notified that your car is freshly ventilized and sanitized. So they get understanding, yeah, yep, when they're going to sit into the car, it's already been sanitized. And while on a trip, the driver has to wear mask. It has to be compulsory that they wear mask, because it helps them to get connect. I mean, it will help them to make a mindset on the user perspective that driver is wearing a mask, the car is sanitized. Also, there should be a protective sheet beside the drivers and the user. So this makes sure that they are being taken care of, and safety measure is already been cared. After trip, companies will implement contactless payments. So e-wallet is something booming right now. Okay, so most of the ride hailing company, they are integrating the wallet payment, so avoiding the cash, avoiding the contactless payment. Integrating the contactless payment gateway payment would be the first thing which all the ride hailing companies going to add on. And while between the trips, getting the another trips, the car should be sanitized. So it has to be make sure that the last one which has been drop off, after that the car got sanitized and the another user was get on board. Now, if I talk about the opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities which the ride hailing industry is going to see. And here I pass to Afzal, who is going to move further with the opportunities part. Afzal, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Zafar, for your detailed explanation, and thank you all for joining the webinar.
Thank you.
All right, so now I will be continuing the conversation. So first, I'm going to share let me tell you about something that Zafar has introduced. That since this corona has affected most of the ride-hailing business, many business were fallen down, the smaller, the bigger, and the mid-sized business. They were thinking about what would be the alternate option that they can go with, what would be the opportunity, how we will be surviving this corona, because it's not only about the on demand mobility. Every business has affected with this outbreak, this disease, right? But still, the good business is that you will find an opportunity, right, in this outbreak. That's the main thing. So what would be the opportunity will we have, and what we can choose as an alternative option, right? So we can say, as you have heard, as you know about that, in the current scenario, most of the ride hailing giants are investing in the delivery business. They are investing in the food delivery, they are investing in grocery, parcel, medicine, and cargo, because most of the people are tend to sitting at home, and they are protecting themselves. They are restricting themselves to go out without any immediate needs. So they are ordering online, and it makes them easy to order food, grocery, and everything, right? So ride hailing giants like Uber, Lyft, and Grab, they already have a driver, so they just need to, change the sector, change the business model via ordering the food. So whenever customer can order a food, they can deliver to customer home, right? So these are the new opportunities that you can take care of. You can aspire to, grow your business. Now, also in this COVID-19 has happened, the usage of bike taxi will be on hike, because most of the people are not feeling safe to travel with travel with the car, or they are using a bike taxi. You know that in India there is a Rapido taxi. They have launched a shield between driver and the passenger. So whenever some passenger sit behind the driver, they have a shield between the driver and the passenger, so they can keep themselves without interacting with each other. Ride sharing companies to work with the transit authorities. So as this corona has started, so ride hailing companies are exploring the new option, new opportunity, how to gain more number of trips, how to gain more number of bookings. So they are cooperating with the transit authority or transportation association that they can tie up with, and they can provide the good service to the passenger, right? Then also the business is booming, this on demand mobility. People are tend to use and order everything online, so they have to choose a way that how they will pay, right? So normally people can pay via credit card or debit card, but it is also being said that the introduction of digital wallet as a payment. So most of the ride hailing companies are launching the inbuilt wallet, so people can top up their wallet and use this wallet to pay their services, pay their food and everything. So now this comes in a one app, and which consider as a super app. So hype of the super app is being very growing, that most of the people, most of the Grab, the Uber, and many other ride hailing giants and many other big companies who are right now providing one service through their app, but they are planning to launch or add multiple service in one single app. So in one single app, customer does not have to install multiple apps for multiple services. Like normally, how does that happen? That customer has a food delivery app is separately, grocery delivery a separate installation, then ride for the taxi they have a separate app. But most of the ride hailing company and many tech companies are coming forward to launch a super app, so they can customer does not have to install these multiple apps, but they can use the same app for multiple services. So they can install a one super app, they can order a taxi, they can order a food, they can order a grocery, they can order medicine, whatever they need, right? So hype of the super app is very in coming days, in coming future, super app will be growing market, right? And it is a very good time to find loyal employees and promote your business as a socially responsible. So now let's say that you are already into market with providing the ride hailing services. So how would you promote your new business? So you already have a, let's say you have a more than 10,000 or 15,000 customer base, right? They are using your taxi service. But if you update or if you upgrade your business, and if you launch the new business model, like you already have a customer base, just you need to launch the new option like a food delivery or parcel delivery. So they will be feel pleasant, they will be feel like they will not have to install separate app, and they are your satisfied customers. So you can promote your business with your existing customer, existing loyal employees and all them, right? So now let me coming forward to tell you about ride hailing giants about 2021 planning. So what big giant companies are planning? So have you heard about the Grab? So they are moving driver capacity from ride hailing to on demand delivery. So Grab is an big giant company. Now when they started the business, they were on into only in ride hailing and the taxi service. But the time goes, time flies, and they have launched multiple service in one single app. So, and their president, Mr. Ming Ma, has outlined the three key focuses for Grab in 2021. So they are focusing on three sectors that can help them to grow their business and surviving into the market with the same business model. So the key focuses for Grab is in 2021 is last mile logistic, which is a parcel delivery or the cargo delivery, and the fintech solution, which means digital payment, electricity bill payment, any other bill payment or any online services, online banking like that. So they are also introducing a fintech solution and the merchant services. So they are also planning to tie up with the many other individual service provider, like a food, like a doctor consultation and everyone. So they can, they can provide, so they have a customer base, they have to just tie up with the service provider. So they can create a platform where customer and the service provider can share with each other, that customer can find their relatable service provider can find their customer, right? So Grab is planning for them. Then it is also, Uber is also planning to food delivery, freight, and the logistic. So Uber's ride-hailing business is by far its biggest, but the Uber Eats and the freight business are growing. So you heard about the Uber is the first number of ride-hailing giant all around the world. Like it is almost operating most of the part of the world, right? But they are also planning to grow their business, and they are planning with launching of. They already have a Uber Eats, they already have a cargo delivery, so they are also planning to growing that business and substantially faster after COVID-19, and they are expecting profit in 2021. Now, Gojek is also a big giant of super app. Gojek has their own super app. In the one single app, they have a ride section, they have a rental car, they have a food service, they have a sending money, they have a parcel delivery, they have a grocery delivery. They also provide the cleaning of housing services. They have a massage services. So many different kind of services they have offered in one single app, right? So Gojek is to launch option to book meter fare taxi using its app by first half of 2021, and other plans for Singapore location include an option to book a larger 6 or 7 seat vehicles like a bus or minibus. Convenient transport platform for corporates, right? Also, Lyft is planning, Lyft has their own plan in 2021. Lyft is talking aim at Uber's booming food delivery business with a delivery service of its own. Lyft will turn a profit by 2021, and Lyft plan to spend more than 300 million on AWS through 2021. So here is the opportunities and the chances of how to grow the existing business or how to start a new business in this COVID time or in 2021. So you can, we can now discuss about we have a session for question and answers. So if you
Yep.
guys have any question, you can ask here.
So if you have any questions, you guys can share over here, so we can reply you.
So
Any
there is,
specific questions you have, like about anyone who is planning to start a ride-hailing business in 2021? So what exactly their plan and how they are planning to launch? Any specific questions you guys have in mind?
so Ryan Bucket has a question, asked the question that he's, okay, saying that I think you are using this manufacturer health crisis to promote your ride-hailing app. So, Ryan, this is all about the perspective, how you see that, right? Like you think that we are promoting, but what we are thinking is that we are giving an opportunity, we are giving an option to the, because see, it's not something that we are using it, because we have been talking with many companies who have almost 50,000, 100,000 customers. And since the corona has started, they do not know what to do because they are not getting bookings, their drivers are not getting online, right? They have invested a lot of money into ride hailing, so they are thinking about the alternative option. So we are the tech company, we know the market, we are well aware about the what other giant Uber or Lyft are taking an option. So we are exploring them, we are just sharing the new opportunity, new option that they can go with. So their, their business that is has been stuck since the corona has started, so they can continue or restart their business. So it's not something that we are using it,
Exactly.
but we are just giving a new option, new opportunity to someone who has affected mostly during this COVID time.
And here, Bhavyadeep have come up with a good questions, like how this COVID-19 can be combated with the new innovation. So if you have noticed in Uber app, so what Uber have done is they have come up with when their drivers get online, they get a camera picture. Their camera gets on and they take a picture of a drivers. They are they well masked? Okay, so that's something they have come up with. Then many companies have different ideas of, as I have stated in the presentation also, that keeping a transparent sheet between the users and the driver, so it makes sure that they feel safe while traveling. Okay, so that sort of innovation has been coming up, and all the companies are trying to make sure that the user feels safe while they travel in the car.
So So Ryan is saying that it is also very easy for riders and drivers to circumvent the apps you design. Yes, of course. So we do have an app, we do have a designs, we do have a solution, right? So it would be we have made it is a user friendly, so people can use it very easily. So there are a lot of other companies are finding a solution, because if they are because why our app can be helpful. So first of all, let me tell you, we have a ready-made solution, right? So it will be less time consuming, because if you are planning to launch a super app or launch any ride-hailing app like an Uber, and if you think that you can develop it by from scratch by hiring your own team, it will take at least 6 to 12 months, right? So we have a ready-made design, we have make it user friendly, so drivers and the riders and also company can use our solution to continue their business, which has been shut down because of the corona.
Exactly. And the second question, third question, which Jay have initiated, which is like, uh, is it wise to start on-demand delivery business from the existing ride-hailing resource and infrastructure? Yes, it's definitely a wise decision to use their existing resources in the ride delivery business, because it will help them to use their existing driver and the resources for the same service, because the drivers are anyways connected with your company and you can use your resources for the delivery business, and it will be really positive impact on the driver also, because they'll get more delivery requests, as 2021 is going to be the time where the delivery business is going to be booming at the next level. Same with the ride hailing. So yes, it's a wise decision to start with the same infrastructure and the same resources. All right, guys. I mean, we had this webinar for 30 minutes, and
Also,
it's
Ryan has lastly commented something. The Uber and Lyft both victimize drivers. The drivers pay for the cars, the insurance, the maintenance. All Uber pay for is an app. See, this is all about the how business model works. So Uber has launched their app and their platform for the business purpose, right? So they are drivers are paying a minimal fee now, which can be considered as a registration fee. Either you can consider as an insurance fee, either you can consider as a
exactly.
car fee, because someone is giving you an opportunity, someone is giving you the platform, which means they will charge you, right? So you have to pay some sort of amount in the Uber or the same ride hailing model. So this is simple as that.
Yep. So we'll end this webinar for now, because we already have this 30 minutes of time limit. But yes, definitely, you guys, if you guys have more questions, you guys can share it with us. You can share over, I mean, at our email, which I can share over here, which is hello@yellowsoft.com. So you guys can share all your queries and your doubts over this email, so we can address it. And thank you so much, guys, for attending this webinar. It was pleasure sharing the information with you guys, and I hope you got the information which you were looking forward to it. And we will be looking forward to have a next webinar, and again we can join and share information with you.
So
Thank you so much, guys.
thank you so much.